I love that look. I didn't know if I was being joined by Ulysses Grant or by Sean Johnson there. But
Well, maybe Peter Dinklage.
yes, yeah, absolutely. So, 50 nights of lights. You guys have duded it up. Tell people what to expect when they come to Cleveland for this event.
Okay, well, Cleveland, even without the lights, is a extraordinarily pretty Delta town, and now we've got it lit up with over 1 million lights. The walkway, the town was built on an old railroad, so it doesn't have a square. It's got a long, what we call a greenway. Yeah. It's about a half-mile long, and the lights adorn each side, so you can either walk through the lights or you can stay in your car and drive around them. But they're gorgeous at night.
Some of the activities, Sean, that you guys are going to be doing for the events.
Sure. Generally every weekend there's something going on, whether it's movies on the green, or I know that coming up, they've got a sip-in shop downtown. We had a book signing the other day with Robert St. John was up here. We have carriage rides coming up. There are just every weekend. You can find all of them on 50nightsoflights.com. There's a list of all the events coming up there. But just the other day, we had a couple of musicians in town, Fish Mishy and JoJo Herman were spotted playing our pianos. Downtown is adorned with pianos that are free to play. It's been great seeing on social media people coming out and playing those pianos. And another thing I want to talk about with downtown is the storefronts. You know how back in the day all the storefronts were decorated. The storefronts here are amazingly decorated, like something you would see in New York. Just beautiful storefronts to add to the enjoyment of walking through this. Really, it's a little Hallmark Christmas town.
Yeah. When you start looking, you guys have been doing this for how long now? It's just like most places, it just keeps growing every year. But is this how many years have you been doing it?
I think 5 or 6. I'm new here. I've just moved here, so I'm appreciating the Delta along with the visitors who've been here for the first time. But I think it's 5 or 6 years. And, you know, this isn't something that the city just decided to do, like the city government. It's something that the people do. All the lights, these displays are donated by families and individuals and businesses, and it's a very organic process. I believe this was started by by Becky Nowlin, the mayor's wife, several years ago, and with the donation of a tree, and it's just blossomed from there.
Musical theme on Sharp Street. The sections from Highway 8 to North Street is a tribute to the Grammy Museum. The Candyland theme on the block of Sharp Street and North Street to Court Street. The train theme on the Depot, the Train Museum block on Sharp Street. How does the Grammy play in with any additional events, or Delta State itself? How do they work themselves into this also?
Well, outside of the other parts of the city have come up with their lights, and then the Grammy just last night, or the night before rather, had a big Christmas event there. And I just last week I was in New Orleans meeting with a bunch of international travel folks, and brought 20 of them to Cleveland on Sunday, and they were just amazed with the Grammy Museum. If you haven't been to the Grammy Museum, you really need to come see it. It is there's only one other one, and that's in Los Angeles. And I think from what I've heard, this one's nicer than that one. I mean, it's a fantastic venue. Yeah.
When you look at where we are, where did you come from, Sean? Before you moved here?
Well, I grew up in New Albany, and then but I started in tourism in Tupelo, and then back to New Albany, and most recently Houston, Mississippi.
When you start looking at how the Delta has utilized, and it continues to grow as far as the blues and all the legends of blues, it's just one of those things that it's another thing to for people out of town to come and enjoy not only the Blues Trail but also this Christmas event. And you're right. I've seen some of the pictures. It does look like a hallmark city. But why do you think Cleveland has outperformed in a multitude of ways many other Delta cities? And I know some of the reasons for that is Delta State.
Yeah, Delta State, absolutely. I mean, you have, like, for instance, we have a planetarium here. Last night, I went to see the Atlanta Pops Orchestra at the Bologna Center for Performing Arts at Delta State.
Yeah.
This is a town of 12,000 people, and to be able to have access to this sort of thing, the quality of life here is just amazing. And, you know, coming from the hill country, you have this idea of the Delta, or at least I did, that it was kind of a gritty place, a place where you go and go to a juke joint, you do things like that. But the lifestyle here is, I found it very enjoyable. And in fact, when I first came to Cleveland, of course, we've got several nice hotels. We've got the Lyric, which is kind of a nice resort style hotel. And then we've got the Cotton House, which is right downtown. And, you know, it didn't feel like the Delta I expected. It was a much greater, really quality thing. I told a friend of mine, I felt almost like I was in New England or something. I mean, it was really, really nice.
Hey, Sean,
it's a beautiful, beautiful little town.
You're a hill boy. You just got to get used to. There's no square in downtown. I mean, that took you a while itself.
Right. Yeah.
I've always said, because I was told why the Delta didn't have. I think the nearest town that could be considered part of the Delta would be Batesville. It has a square, but everything else is. You couldn't get the cotton trailers. The cotton trailers had to go in a straight line. They didn't want a square. As far as that was one of the things that I had been told many years ago. All right, what are the hours for this? And it goes all the way through Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, or what are the hours at nighttime?
Sure. Well, the lights come on at night, and we've got.
But I'm talking about
Christmas.
The stores. How late are they open?
They pretty much, they have extended hours on the weekends and some Sunday afternoons, but generally the shopping is pretty normal still.
I got you.
We're not. Yeah, but of course the restaurants, we've got a lot of restaurants downtown. It's just and one thing I've noticed too, a lot of people are taking their family portraits here, coming from just seeing online these great photos of families out there enjoying this experience. Has been very gratifying.
And I do believe my brother in broadcast is going to be there. Middays with Gerard Gibbard today at Stone's Jewelers, but he's going to be there when? Is it next? When is it, Perez? Yeah, go ahead.
Everybody's going to be here. Yeah, they're going to be here on the 14th.
Next Tuesday. Yeah, the 14th, next Tuesday.
Really
there you go.
Looking forward to seeing everybody here and letting them see the town. And it is, if you haven't been here yet, you definitely will come to an awe over it.
It's Hump Day, and if you're planning on getting out, doing a little traveling, or just want to get away from the home abode for a few hours this weekend, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, take a trip to the City of Lights, which happens to be Cleveland now, the 50 Nights of Lights in Cleveland. Sean, thank you, sir. Appreciate it very, very much. Keep it going.
Thank you.